Hey up everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to Tenerife, where I've got two games today for you against teams that are in the same section of the table as ourselves. We're in 7th, Espanyol in 9th, and Barcelona in 6th. Yeah, don't know what's going on with them, but that's who we play today. See you in a moment. And there's the table for you to see for yourselves. As I said, Espanyol in 9th. We play them now. It's a game in hand technically, so whoever wins this will go ahead of Barcelona into 6th. If we win it, depending on how many goals we score, we might end up 3rd. The reason why I've gone for Espanyol and Barcelona opposed to whichever game follows Barcelona, I've forgotten who it is now, is because Espanyol, top goal scorer, RDT. Yes, the man who was initialized in the game engine, RDT, Raul de Tomas, 19 goals. Assists in the top 3 as well. Player of the match, RDT's in the top of that as well. So they've got a couple of star players, but also Espanyol, of course, recently promoted with us, same year. They went via the playoffs. Both of us definitely overachieving. Worth noting, the other team that came up, Almeria, doing all right as well. 7 points clear at the time being. Think they'll survive. Also, just a casual note, Espanyol sorted themselves out. Betis, of course. We're still down there in the older odds. Like, at least they've got reasonable-ish odds. Espanyol actually technically predicted 10, so they're not doing that well. Yeah, 7-1. So since we last met, it's kind of gone as I sort of said it would. Like I said, we had a good bunch of winnable games, and we did win majority of them. We beat Granada, who are bottom, I believe. Villarreal also dealt with at home. So the sort of team that I said that we might be able to contest with at home, we are sort of doing that. Villarreal, 3-1. We beat them quite comfortably, really. Then, of course, we lost to Getafe in the Copa del Rey first round. The fact we got a first division side in that is just nonsense and annoying, but they are in the relegation spots. Good Getafe, we should have been in them, and we didn't. Thank you, Game Engine, for that particular XGing. But following the break and an irrelevant draw in a friendly, Real Madrid drawn with, and Sociedad drawn with away from home. So they're two very good points. Atletico, though. Atletico, my former beta save, somewhat helped by a red card. Otherwise, is a very pleasing performance. And those 2 points against top teams is especially impressive considering the fact we've had international duties affecting certain matches. Sassi's out for the entirety because I think African Cup of Nations. Shaq Moore's been away on international duty with America for some reason. And of course, and we've also had a raft of injuries. And of course, Munoz is now suspended with a red card. So January's not been easy on the old player availability front. But for this match, we've got Severa in goal, Pomares on the left, Kiros and Sotalo. Central defence is fine. Moore's back on the right-hand side. Cognac and Calderon take over the Volante roles, while Sassi is out. Suarez has done well in Barrow's absence. I don't think he was injured, but he was just tired for a match, and then Suarez has come back in good form, although his form has tailed off again, seemingly. Get Barrow back in there, thank you. Zukic and Williams. Zukic has had the odd good game of late, but still not being impressive as a whole. In fact, I might start Eisfeld for that reason. Williams on the right, who has been fine, and Araujo up front. But again, Nico Williams not great in the last 5 either. Form-wise, it's a little bit all over the place in terms of the team. There's a few good performers and then a few, well, the bench, basically. I've had a few people kick off with the fact they're not playing games despite the fact they are squad players. I suppose they've not played enough even to be registered as squad players because up until January, we've had a pretty consistent 11. Largely in the sense because I've not had to rotate the striker because Daniel Sturridge has been injured for most of the season. Also, just a quick note on Nasser Univar. You might be intrigued to know how this wonder kid is getting on with us. He was injured for about 4 weeks, came back on as a substitute in one match and got injured again for 3 more weeks. So, yeah, he played about 12 minutes of football. Not having the best time of things is Nasser Univar. What is happening? It's another foot injury as well. All right, the worst part is that's the best way of doing this. Barrow moves back and Suarez comes on. Alberto is only 2 stars. That is the worst position to get an injury in right now. This is an intriguingly dull game for 2 teams that are doing above their expectations. But I suppose the main thing is we're keeping RDT quiet. Pomares, one of those people complaining about game time, is unsure at the moment, which is helpful. Not doing himself a lot of credit at this stage, although 6.7 isn't horrible in terms of the rating. Eisfeld on a 6.5. Is it just me or is it attacking midfielder left just a problem position for everyone? We should have scored 2 goals at this stage, apparently. We've had 24 shots. Not a big fan of all these yellow cards. Just going to get one of them off, I think, here. And, oh, God, Pomares is booked now as well, but I don't have a spare left back. Moore's got a throw in. Williams, this, I think, is actually the first highlight, and it could well be a penalty. Diego Ocon Arise. Not sure how you're supposed to pronounce that surname. Doesn't really matter. He's going to the Box of Doom. So, although the Box of Doom is in our favour at the moment, perhaps. Awarded. There we go. And Araujo will take it as apparently our best penalty taker. I don't really know who should be taking these. I presume it's going off penalty taking quality. He's put it away. 1-0. I mean, we'll take it. It's been a very dull game. I might have to get out the sorry thumbnail again. I can only presume the Barcelona game will be slightly more interesting in the sense that we're probably going to get smashed. So the fact they've had 5 shots in total does have me worried for a late equaliser here, because I know how Football Manager works, but Zukic here is on this left-hand side, running into the box. Really thought he might go for another penalty there for a second. That doesn't feel like the highlight, even though it was a bit of a run and a bit of a tame thing at the end. But Queiroz heads on. Suarez gets it down. Araujo to Williams. Doesn't get it there, but falls back to Araujo. And, I mean, that was worth it. That was worth the entire game. Delightful. Delightful little chip. It took me something to process what I'd just seen. But yeah, they slide tackles back to Araujo. Unfortunate, but delightful finish. Oh, I could watch that all day. Glad I loaned that lad now. Well, yeah, 2 late goals, an XG of 3.3, thanks to a penalty in part, but 2-0, we'll take it. Keeping RDT quiet was the main task there. What did he end up on? He's on the left-hand side, 6.2. And, as I said, depending on the number of goals scored, 3rd. Now we're on 21 games as well, 3rd. 12 days, 2 weeks isn't horrible. He sort of returns the same time as everyone else does. I say everyone else. We seem to be all right now. Sturridge is nearly back. Calderon and Unava will be back in 2 weeks thereabouts. It's almost as if Araujo knows that he's coming back. Oh no, it's a lot longer gap between goals than I thought it was for Araujo there. I remember him scoring 2 recently. The 2 recently was Granada. It's interesting that when he gets high quality chances, he puts them away, but his games in between with 0 point whatever XGs, he's not putting away those chances. It seems weird to be saying this at this stage of the season, but I do have to say, top 2 is not a thing that's going to happen. Atletico are 10 points further ahead, and then Real Madrid are 7 further on top of that. So, top 2, not happening. Very much a fight for European football in general. Ourselves and Sociedad on 37, and 10th, Sevilla and Espanyol on 9th, 32 points. So, it's a fight between that lot, basically, for the remaining 4 European positions. And somehow we've got the lead on that particular fight. I'm genuinely somewhat concerned I've done something to the game at this stage. Oh, as I get an offer for a youth prospect, there's been nothing of note transfer-wise. Only thing I can say is this guy's agreed to join me at the end of the year for the same wages as he's on now, basically, so I'll take it. We don't need as many loans for central defence next year. Consistent, happy, that's not what that means. Loves the big games. Very much ball winning. Only let down by acceleration, really. Left-footed as well, for good measure, and can do left-back as cover, so ticks every box that I kind of need. We'll see you in the summer. And by then, I'll have learned how to pronounce his surname. Zikos, I presume? Zikos? Rafael, for now. The preview for Barcelona said they're playing Messi on the right. I can't remember who it said on the left, but Coutinho was a false 9 up front. That doesn't feel right to me. So just a quick note on the club as a whole. I did try to get training in youth facilities at the beginning of the year when that 20 million came in initially. I said, oh, we've got money. Can we upgrade these? They said no. Not sure why. But as soon as we hit that top 4, I thought I'll have another punt at this. And now they're improving training in youth facilities. The fact that the grand total between the 2 of them is about 3 million has me concerned about the quality of what they were at before. I think we've still got a very long way to go on that front. Youth recruitment, though, had no issue improving that at the start of the year. Although, of course, that recruitment hasn't kicked in yet, and this year's recruitment is looking a little bit... yeah. We'll see come March. I am so very tempted to say we respect every team we play, but in this case, we're surely favourites as we play Barcelona at Camp Nou. I mean, this kind of says everything about Barcelona's season, apparently. Barcelona stunned the competition by beating Sevilla last time out. Stunned. How much of a difference does Lionel Messi make to Barcelona? He's a quality player. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that press conference went from asking a question about Lionel Messi to asking a question about Daniel Sturridge. But like I said, in terms of this transfer window, nothing's going to happen inbound now until anything happens major-wise outbound now. We just don't have the funds, and more importantly, we don't have the space. We are maxed out on the registration front. So, yeah, unless we sell anyone worth a decent amount of money, we're not bringing in anyone worth any amount of money either. So the main change, of course, Munoz back from his suspension. Barrow moves into the Volante role in the absence of Calderon. Zukic returns on the left side as well. Has a strong link with Munoz, which is nice. And hopefully we'll find a little bit of form. Being disappointing. One of our bigger money signings. But last time I looked at him and thought, oh, he's been a bit disappointing. He scored 2 in a game. So he's up to 4 goals now. And got player of the match in that particular match. So let's hope he does it again. Suarez, the other one, of course, been somewhat disappointing as well, taking over Barrow's role in the attacking midfielder position. Wait, hang on, there's no Lionel Messi. There's no Lionel Messi at all. Out for 2 weeks. Never has I want you to continue where we left off been a more appropriate thing, considering the fact we scored twice in the last 10 minutes. And that is the way they line up. Coutinho is going to be on the left with Fati up front for this one. A recent form for Tenerife, considering the opponents, 2 draws and a win and 2 losses. Doesn't feel too dramatically awful. Coming out of this particular run with 5 points. Yeah, I'll take it. But now I have to say the weird sentence that is, if Barcelona win this, they will go ahead of us. And it's an early chance for them. We've missed something. Hang on. There's some kind of nonsense push in here, I think. Don't know where Quiros is going. Who's he arguing with? He's awarded a penalty without even looking at any footage there. So somehow he managed to see a push of the box and then agreed that it was a push without looking at any further information. Glad to know VAR is working even in Football Manager. And PQA puts away the penalty. It's his first goal of the season, so I can only assume they've never had a penalty before. Or Lionel Messi takes them normally. That would make more sense, Charles. That would make more sense. Zukic with a corner, though. Quiros, oh, he's hit the bar. I cannot tell you the number of times we've hit the bar from corners, by the way. It happens way more than I would like. Williams gets on the end of that misplaced pass from Wijnaldum, and Wijnaldum, I was so baffled we got the possession there, I accidentally called our player Wijnaldum. But Stegen with a solid save. Zukic with another corner put in. Quiros is there. Doesn't get it that time. Back to Zukic. I'm not expecting much from this. Fatty clears. Moore gets not on it. What? How did he manage to mess that up? Oh, he's tackled Coutinho and everything's fine and the highlights ended. It's gone pretty much straight out for a throw-in, though. Seemingly. Romario Barra back out to Moore. Moore inwards. Everything's happening in the first 10 minutes here. I'm going to lose my voice. Zukic just scored. Told you it happened. Criticise him. Criticise him out loud. Apparently, he can hear you. It's 1-1 at Camp Nou. We've scored at Barcelona. So, mwahaha. But Zukic, that could not have been closer to missing, really. What a header that is. What a header. A point keeps us 4th. Losing puts us 7th, by the way. We go from 3rd to 7th if we lose this. That's how tight this race is. Apparently, we've had 2 good chances. They've had a few odd ones. Again, not the most thrilling, but everything sort of happened in the first 10 minutes, it seemed. Araujo hits the bar, I think. That didn't count as a shot, apparently. Jordi Alba with another throw that is not intercepted. Thought it was about to be. They've gone back to Lenglet, though, and hopefully we can get in the way of one of these passes. But Barcelona doing Barcelona things, and it's out to Roberto, who's very wide. He's pushed into the middle of the box. Severo, what are you doing, you idiot? That was such a FIFA goal as well, the way that just got pushed back out into the middle of the box. That's what hurt so much, is I've seen that about 20,000 times this weekend. But Roberto, yeah, that's so disappointing. In fact, none of our defenders reacted either. It was annoying. I just realised I was reading the XGs the wrong way around. Barcelona were the ones with the 2 good opportunities. Now that's 4, though. 4 shots on target. I mean, at this stage, do you encourage or demand more? Demand more. We are losing. Satara goes closer. We're a threat from corners. That much is clear. Okay, demanding more. They didn't like it. Either that or it hasn't gone through yet. We've got a throw in, though. Moore is going to get it to Romario Barrow somehow through Philippe. I criticised the pair of them, and they both scored. So there we are. Top tip for anyone playing Football Manager and having players out of form is criticise them verbally out loud, because the game can hear you. And ironically, they're panicked. 20 minutes to go. As much as I hate to do it, Williams has got to come off here because he is knackered. And Andros Townsend is on to face Barcelona. Yep, that's happening. I mean, Araujo's not been great. Do I bring on the young lad Jorge for a bit more pace up front? Perhaps we do. Perhaps we do. Wait, why is he not pressing? I've just discovered a visual bug. If part of it's in silver and part of it's in gold, it puts the silver stars as gold on the overall. Apparently, he's 3.5 stars of the complete fraud, but the wrong way round. He's 2 stars in everything, is Jorge. I think actually what I'm going to do is leave Araujo out there and switch him to pressing forward, which is what he should be doing. And I've literally only just discovered that he hasn't been for the last 3 months. I think it's because Daniel Sturridge couldn't do that, so I put it to DLF for Sturridge's sake. Never changed it back once he got injured. I'm so good at this game. Yeah, I just take off the one knacker person, and that's it, I think. So I can't Oh, 10 minutes or so to go. Moore dips in. Zukic dips into that. I mean, Icefeld can come on. I know Zukic just scored here, but just take off the most tired players. Feels like my best shout. Pjanic with a shortish free kick. Goes back to Pjanic. Back to Pedri again. I mean, they're just taking the Michael here. Townsend with an excellent solid challenge that goes straight back into their possession, and Griezmann has split our defence and scored. It says Severo be angry that he's been beaten at his near post. I'm more angry that this excellent challenge has not resulted in our getting our possession. Also, I'm slightly aggrieved at the fact that Griezmann has turned into the Flash momentarily there. I mean, if they make it 4, I'll be slightly less annoyed, I think, which is the irony. Yes. He's offside, though. I'd have been less annoyed if we'd lost to that goal. Why do they go through this rigmarole? We know it's disallowed the second it goes and focuses on the referee. We don't need the big box. We don't need the 10-second delay. He's actually clearly onside. I'm more annoyed we haven't lost to that goal than the one we did. Good effort, lads. I'm not going to demotivate him for losing that match. Conceded on the stroke of half-time and then conceded very late on. That's unfortunate. And we do indeed fall to 7th. 3 teams on 37 points. So whilst there are a bunch of decent sides in the next few games, we're going to bring you back with Pamplona and Getafe, I think. They're the next double-hander that we've not played already this season in an episode. So they make the most sense. They are a little bit lower down the table as well. So also revenge against Getafe would be nice. Then there'll just be the season wrap-up, the following episode after that. So we're 7th as things stand. Can we actually get European football? I said at the start of this season, don't expect Sheffield United levels of success. I'm sorry for lying. I'm as surprised as you are. Until next time, where God knows where we'll be by then. Ta-ra.